Good morning, guys. Thanks for listening to Coffee with Christ. If you haven't subscribed, hit the button below. Share with your friends. It's gonna be a good day. We're gonna talk about being fruitful in times of suffering because, we all suffer. We've been talking about that. We all go through things. Maybe you don't call it suffering. Maybe you call it, I don't know what you call it, but maybe you call it something else, but you go through hard times. We all have that in common. We all have that in common, whether we're in Christ and following him or whether we're not. But when we're in Christ, we don't suffer like the world suffers because we have the hope of Jesus. And so that's the good news. Overall, that's the really good news. But I don't know about you, but like when we're going through hard times, we think there's no way that we can be fruitful, that anything good can come out of it. Sometimes all we can see are the problems around us or the situation, or maybe there's a tight financial thing and you don't know how you're going to pay your bills. I've been there. And all I was able to look at is the fact that I could be homeless. The problem looked so huge. How am I going to feed my family? All of these things. That is literally all that my mind wanted to go to because the problem just looked so large. Or, I've gone through a pretty serious illness that if it didn't get under control, I could have died. And so all I could see, was this huge illness, this problem. And, it took a battle to renew my mind and to take my eyes off of those and to put my eyes on Jesus in the middle of the suffering because he is your hope. He is your hope. And so the good news is that we can be fruitful even in our times of suffering. Even when it looks like all we can focus is on the bad, we can be fruitful. And I want to use Joseph as an example today. Joseph, read a story. I left it in the comments yesterday. Genesis 39 is where we're at today. And Joseph was going to save a nation, and God gave him some dreams, and he went and told his family, which is a bad deal because his brothers ended up selling him into slavery. And so he had an Egyptian master. And it says in Genesis 39, verse 2, the Lord was with Joseph, so he succeeded in everything that he did as he served in the home of his Egyptian master. And so basically he had so much favor because he was so good at his job. And, then some bad things happened because the master's wife was kind of a hoe. And so, she come on to Joseph. Joseph was like, no. And essentially it got him sold out of there. But in his time of slavery, he was fruitful. He succeeded because the Lord was with him. So then he got sold and he had to go to prison. And it says in verse 21 that the Lord was with Joseph in prison and showed him his faithful love. And the Lord made Joseph a favorite with the prison warden. Verse 22 says that the Lord was with him and caused everything he did to succeed. And so the next thing, horrible thing, you're in prison, but you know what? The Lord was with them. He was fruitful in prison. People brought his dreams, and essentially he was, made his way up to be where he needed to be by Pharaoh and essentially save a nation. But so Joseph is an example that just because you're in a suffering season, just because you're having these horrible things, I'm not making light of it, you can be fruitful. There's good news. God is with you. God is with you. He is working things in you. He is working things out of you. And you just have to trust. When I have went through these horrible things, it is so hard. But just trust that the Father is loving. He has you. He is not going to allow anything that's going to not bring good out of it. You can trust him. You can trust him. And so that's what I'm telling you today. You can trust him. And it's what you're going through isn't for anything, for nothing. You can be fruitful right now, wherever your season is, you can be fruitful. Just keep your eyes on Jesus. So Have a great day. I'm praying for you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.